Sounded like you got through a lot of work last week, so I don't know where you're up to, but you can let me know
Yes.
after we share how
Where
we
are
went
we,
for the week.
Carly?
Mm.
Do you know what
Well,
paragraph we ended on?
yeah, we were
Uh,
on guiltlessness and invulnerability. We're up to page 239.
Okay.
and
Do you know what?
paragraph 11. So one of your pet
Yeah,
hates me is we finished with one paragraph left in the chapter.
we did. That's what we did.
That's beautiful because then we can start on that and I get the summary of it all after missing it. So
We
I
do.
just get the good paragraph.
But we got through a lot. We got through, like, we'd done three of the paragraphs in that chapter
Yeah.
previously. So last week we got through everything but the last paragraph.
Oh,
So
nice.
Yeah. I highlighted heaps. There was heaps of good stuff in it.
yes.
Um, so how did you go last week then?
For
From your
me,
lesson? What was your lesson? How'd you go?
mine was let the holiness of God's Son shine away the cloud of guilt that darkens your mind. And by accepting his purity as yours, learn of him that it is yours.
Wow.
Yeah, big sentence with a just a really simple message. I felt, like there's no need to feel guilt over anything. A new phrase that I recently learned is called slow living, and that's what I've been doing. And just enjoy it. And thank you, Coralie, because I'm loving that slow living thing. Using
Mm.
that phrase a lot.
Fabulous. Love it.
So
Mm.
and guilt is create in my opinion is created by going against your values and maybe the manipulation of other people as well. So guilt is something I certainly don't want to live with, and because it's right up there with what's the other thing? Having
Judgment?
regrets.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Mm,
Mm.
yes.
So love and slow living. Yeah, baby. I'm all over this.
So what does slow living mean, Carly? You seem to be the source of this virus thought.
And actually, how it came about was in doing my YouTube stuff, I was talking to AI about it. And I said I'd like to also do like cooking and gardening and stuff on it. Should I do a different channel? And it said, no, put it all on the same one. People love watching slow living. And I'd never heard of slow living. I just is apparently what I do.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And the
Nice.
whole the my interpretation of what we talked about was you're doing things in your time when you want to. You're not being pressured by anybody else. You just cruise along at your speed, whatever speed that is. And you can either turn the dial up or turn the dial down and just, yeah, I love it.
Mm. And
Slow
actually, there's
living.
heaps of layers to it too. It's sort of seasonal and, letting a seed be a seed and not be able to see evidence of it growing for a while. And
Yeah,
mm,
fantastic.
yeah.
Nice.
Well, mine was you are you are immortal because you are eternal and always must be now.
Mm.
So I sort of just practiced whenever I'd get too much into my head, think about my immortality, the ever presence of my soul traveling through time and space for eternity. And it kind of it minimizes everything in the world. So if I have a worry or a concern, it really minimizes that by focusing on the quality of the soul. So I found it really useful this week, actually.
Fantastic.
Can you
Like,
read it? You are immortal because you are eternal.
and always must be now.
Nice.
So it kind of linguistically collapses time and brings it to the moment.
So it's a bit like slow living, isn't it?
Be here now.
Be in
I'm
the
gonna get a
present.
t-shirt that says Master of Slow Living.
I'm actually getting some t-shirts done up for Swabby, and it basically says, whatever Linda says is right.
Oh,
I don't think he's gonna fully appreciate that.
I think he will. He's
Yeah.
he's got a total change of attitude on this Mongolian trip. I tell you, he's just living in the moment.
Good for him. Is he
Yeah.
missing you? Is he
Oh,
realizing your infinite value?
absolutely.
Yay. Yay.
We'll see how long that lasts when he gets home. But anyway, he's not home for a while, so
It only takes a day or two before we can start really irritating our partners like a
yeah.
pebble in their shoe. So
Yep.
you go for it, Linda.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah,
I'm certainly not judging him, and he's living his best life, and I think that's fantastic.
it is awesome. Takes a
Very
lot of
proud of
courage
him.
to do it takes a lot of courage to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't find me hiking over the terrain of Mongolia with a camel or two. No way in hell I would do that.
I'll see if I can share just a video of the terrain that they're in currently on the messenger group, if that's okay, if nobody has a problem with that. But also the wildflowers that they're seeing at the moment, because it's coming into spring, and all these beautiful little alpine flowers that he's finding. And so he's sent me a whole heap of photos because I love flowers and what have you. I have lots and lots of photos of flowers. And just going to research to see how they fit into that terrain and see if I can get names for them and what have you. But some of them are just spectacular.
Huh. Am I in the
Mm.
messenger group? What do I have to do to be on the messenger group?
I think I
You
can
are.
put you in, but I haven't because you're not on Facebook. So, but I can put you into the messenger group.
Yeah, do. I am
I'll
on
do that.
Facebook. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
I'm
Because
pretty
I'd
sure
love
you
to
are.
see those.
I'm pretty sure that you are in there, Gary. I think we had this conversation quite a while ago, and I'm pretty sure you're in there.
Well, I'll
Don't
double
know,
check.
could be wrong.
I'll double
Okay,
check
well, we'll soon see.
because I'm not in it now. I'll check later. Coralie, how did you go?
So mine was you will see me as you learn the Son of God is guiltless, which I love and find great on a sort of global level. But then when it comes to my family, like my brother, I'm like, yeah, no, it all sort of isn't so easy. Mm.
Family's our biggest test, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for the past 2 weeks, I haven't done it much, but when I have done it, well, we've done it 3 times, I guess. So mine from 2 weeks ago was I will identify the feeling of guilt and ask my subconscious to identify an event to heal from. So I was using the timeline regression thing, Gary. And that's why your lesson meant a lot to me, because you are immortal, because you are eternal and always must be now. Because it kind of felt like doing it every time I did it, it was like, so it's all perfect, you know? And so, yeah, so all this stuff happened and I was accessing my family's history and heritage. And there was some horrible stuff that's happened. And it's like, but it's all brought me here. So it's all perfect. And I say that all the time, but this really really felt like it hit home this time. And so reaching out to the future was kind of, it was just an affirmation that you're fine.
Yeah, and we always will be. And that,
Yeah,
I think, is the most unusual thing. Even if we lose our bodies, we're fine.
yeah.
We just incarnate into another one, carry on the same lessons and same journey. I'm starting to have less and less and less anxiety around anything of the future.
Mm,
Like, doesn't matter.
mm.
Because it's all
Oh,
about today. It's all about this moment that we're in. There is no
Yeah.
future and
Mm.
no
yeah.
past. And that was a
Yeah.
huge thing that we learned last week going through this chapter is that, you know, people, people think that life is life and then you get to death. Well, it's not about that at all because we don't die. It's not about death. And thinking about, oh, well, we live our life because we're going to die one day. It isn't about that. It's really it's been an amazing chapter, actually.
Mm.
It has been. It was a good one.
Hmm.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting the last paragraph in, so I'll share that.
I have a win that I wanted to share with
Oh,
you guys.
yes. Would you like
I
to?
had the prospect. I did a chest scan, and they found nodules which could have been cancerous in my lungs and some in my pancreas. And so my doctor sent me to an oncologist. I went to the oncologist, and I went in and got a complete full body PET scan. You probably don't know what a PET scan is. What they do, they interject radioactive fluid into you, and they put you in this machine and they photograph where the fluid's gone. And if there's any cancer in your body at all, it lights up and identifies where the cancer is. I had zero cancer, nothing lit up.
Yay.
So
Fantastic.
I'm like, yay, yay. Because it was a little
So,
scary there for a couple weeks.
so what are the
Mhm.
nodules then, Gary? Do they know?
No, they're just little growths. I mean, they're going to continue to monitor. Every 6 months I'll go in for another scan and stuff. But no, they're not. They're like a nothing burger.
Yeah.
My oncologist was this little tiny Chinese woman, very thorough. She's so thorough. She was like, "This is quite unremarkable." And I'm like, "I'm so glad it's unremarkable."
Such a good word.
So,
Yeah.
yes, it is a good word. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because I was really happy on Friday. Friday, was it? Yeah, I was really happy on Friday. So,
Fantastic.
yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah,
Mm.
thanks. It's good. Be around a while longer.
Thank God for that.
Right. Number 11. Gary, you going to start us off?
Oh, you should because you haven't read this chapter
Okay.
yet.
I was thinking that too, yeah. So, the ego teaches you to attack yourself because you are guilty, and this must increase the guilt, for guilt is the result of attack. In the ego's teaching, then, there is no escape from guilt, for attack makes guilt real. And if it is real, there is no way to overcome it. The Holy Spirit dispels it simply through the calm recognition that it has never been. As he looks upon the guiltless Son of God, he knows that this is true. And being true for you, you cannot attack yourself. For without guilt, attack is impossible. You then are saved because God's Son is guiltless, and being wholly pure, you are invulnerable.
Amen to that.
Hmm.
Love being invulnerable. It's quite unremarkable.
Well, I guess you don't really need to break that up then, do you?
Not a whole lot.
No.
It is a great chapter, though, V. If you want to go back through it, it's just, I think I made the comment the week before when we first started on this chapter. It was like, oh, I'm just not going to like this chapter at all. But it's actually, yeah, it's quite eye-opening.
Good. Right. Now, do you want to start us off, Gary?
Sure. The guiltless Son of God. Number one, the ultimate purpose of projection is always to get rid of guilt. Yet, characteristically, the ego attempts to get rid of guilt from its viewpoint only. For much as the ego wants to retain guilt, you find it intolerable since guilt stands in the way of your remembering God, whose pull is so strong that you cannot resist. On this issue, then, the deepest split of all occurs. For if you are to retain guilt, as the ego insists, you cannot be you. Only by
Mm.
persuading you that it is you could the ego possibly induce you to project guilt and thereby keep it in your mind.
Wow.
That's an endless run-on sentence, isn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like, and I see this in some people, they're at war with themselves. And this is what's
Mm.
happening. They're feeling the guilt and, the ego telling you all about how guilty you are. But God is still pulling. His pull is so strong you cannot resist it.
Yep. For if you are to retain guilt as the ego insists, you cannot be you. I really
Yes.
like that.
Mm.
Mm.
That's a beautiful line.
Mm.
Mm.
We need to break that down any more than what we already have?
I'm just capturing some gold on paper.
Mm.
I see.
But also, so often in the world, we sort of figure out, is it my fault or is it your fault? But it just takes away fault. So
Completely.
yeah, that's great.
Mm. Because everybody has their own perspective, don't they? So it's not really about being right or wrong. It's just perhaps in the wording. We agree with the same. Just going on my personal experience, we're actually saying the same thing, but we're using different wording, and therefore it seems like we're clashing in that conversation.
I've been in the
Yes.
middle of those where I've had friends talking at each other and they're both basically saying the same thing, but they think they're
Mm.
arguing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, did you guys, a few weeks ago, we talked about how Swabby and I had a conversation, and it was to do with the Monty Python um, arguing skit.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
guys look that up? Because
I
it is
did. Yeah.
as funny
Hysterical.
as
Yeah.
anything where you pay to have an argument.
Mm.
So yeah,
No, you don't.
yeah,
No, you don't.
yes, you do.
No, you don't. We're on the clock now. Um, and
Yeah.
actually, there was something else about the timeline work I was doing because I remember doing this in the past, and I think this is a lot of the stuff that was coming up for me in the early days with working with you, Gary, is that fixing things. You know, I can help fix you, I can help fix myself, but there's nothing to fix.
Mm,
That was what this time doing the timeline, there's nothing to fix. It's acknowledging what's happened and
Right.
acknowledging the lesson and just being love.
yeah.
And
Yeah, and neutralizing then if there's any negative emotions, neutralizing those negative emotions.
yes, yes. Nothing to fix here. Cool. Number two. Who wants to read number 2?
I can do that.
Good on you.
Yet consider how strange a solution the ego's arrangement is. You project guilt to get rid of it, but you are actually merely concealing it. You do experience the guilt, but you have no idea why. On the contrary, you associate it with a weird assortment of ego ideals, which the ego claims you have failed. Yet you have no idea that you are failing the Son of God by seeing him as guilty. Believing you are no longer you, you do not realize that you are failing yourself.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's a bit of a wake-up call, that last sentence.
Yeah.
Mm.
So in the last few chapters, last few paragraphs that we've read, and this is probably going to sound really silly. Maybe it's because I had a big sleep in this morning and I'm a bit doughy, but they talk a lot about seeing the Son of God, seeing him as guilty. So yet you have no idea that you are failing the Son of God by seeing him as guilty. And I'm not sure that I actually get that. Why would I be seeing the Son of God as guilty?
That means anybody. Are you
Oh,
framing it like
okay.
that, Linda?
Sorry.
It's not
Mm,
necessarily Jesus, it means everybody.
yes. Sorry, I put that into one little box then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was having such a good sleep in this morning, I even thought about just doing this from bed.
Oh, you could have.
Well, it's wet, it's cold. In the last from yesterday, I checked the rain gauge. We'd had 42 mils of rain in 2 days.
Wow.
It's just been raining. Sunday was an absolutely stunning day. I managed to fill up the green bin from the garden. So the green bin, Gary, I don't know whether you have those, is the garden waste bin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sunday was magnificent, and then it's just been rain. And my clothes are still on the line, just getting refreshed from the
Well,
rain. Mm.
well, Linda, remember this. You would never want to have your Course in Miracles in bed, because then you would have to reveal all of your sexiest lingerie, and that would be just so inappropriate. Because we
Well, the
know you like
sexiest,
all those frilly pink little chiffon things.
well, the sexiest lingerie for me is purely in mine or somebody else's mind, because I don't do that stuff, I'm afraid. No,
Uh,
it's just me and
yeah,
nature.
there you have it.
All about
Well, I just
comfort
thought
when you
I'd
get to
throw
our
that
age.
out there. Too funny.
Oh,
Number 3 then?
Yeah.
Do you want
go
to read number
Coralie.
3?
Yeah, it must be my turn. The darkest of your hidden cornerstones holds your belief in guilt from your awareness. For in that dark and secret place is the realization that you have betrayed God's Son by condemning him to death.
Ooh.
It's quite heavy, isn't it?
A little bit.
You do not even suspect this murderous but insane idea lies hidden there. For the ego's destructive urge is so intense that nothing short of the crucifixion of God's Son can ultimately satisfy it. It does not know who the Son of God is because it is blind. Yet let its perspective, yet let it perceive guiltlessness anywhere, and it will try to destroy it because it is afraid. It's all the violence in the world.
Yeah, there was a bit of imagery's a little bit dark there.
Well, the ego is insane, and it will make shit up that isn't even there and believe it to be true and die for its right to be right.
Mm.
It's crazy.
Mm.
Mm.
But without ego, we wouldn't have that balance, would we?
Nope,
And it's
we
all
would
about the
not.
balance.
It does not even know who the Son of God is because it is blind. I kind of feel like when you're talking, sometimes I'm talking to people and they can't see the good in themselves because they're blind to their own beauty, I guess. Like the butterfly can't see its own wings.
But a lot of people don't love themselves.
Yes.
So if you don't love yourself, you can't possibly try to serve other people. Or you could
Mm.
try to serve other people, but it's not going to be a good outcome.
Yeah,
So loving yourself is a very important part of it all
absolutely.
and does come with slow living, I can assure you.
Yes.
I'm going to
I
keep bringing
feel
that
like
up. You realize that, don't you?
it's the new meme.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like my idea of loving myself has changed over time as well. So, sometimes people say they love themselves, but their actions or their words don't agree with that. But at the same time, they probably do think that they do. And
Mm.
unless we keep evolving and, keep exposing ourselves to different perspectives, we don't get to explore that deeper.
And if there's certain aspects of ourselves that we don't actually like, well, at least we're aware of that because those are the
Mm,
things that we can just keep progressing on, which I
yeah,
think is fantastic.
yes, yes. Rather
Mm.
than, so actually that's maybe what the darkest of your hidden cornerstones holds is all about. It's about the aspects of ourselves that we don't like. And
Mm.
if we keep suppressing that rather than showing shining light on it, then this is probably what this paragraph is talking about a bit, hey?
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
nice. Number 4 then.
That UV?
Much of the ego's strange behavior is directly attributable to its definition of guilt. To the ego, the guiltless are guilty. Those who do not attack are its enemies because, by not valuing its interpretation of salvation, they are in an excellent position to let it go.
Mm.
They have approached the darkest and deepest cornerstones in the ego's foundation. And while the ego can withstand your raising all else to question, it guards this one secret with its life. For its existence depends on keeping this secret. So it is this secret that we must look upon, for the ego cannot protect you against truth. And in its presence, the ego is dispelled.
Mm. And what a lovely feeling that is. We've all been there. We've all had that feeling, I'm sure.
Yes, we have.
Mm.
To the
Mm.
ego, the guiltless are guilty. I kind of see that as envy. So when you're envying someone for something that you think you don't have,
Mm.
trying to make them less than they are so you can feel bigger.
Yes, I would absolutely agree with that.
Hmm. Gary, your turn. Wakey, wakey.
Go, Gary.
I'm just yawning so much I can't figure it out. Maybe I'm not tired. I'm just moving energy, I guess.
Hmm.
In the
Yes.
calm light of truth, let us recognize that you believe you have crucified God's Son. You have not admitted to this terrible secret because you would still wish to crucify him if you could find him. Yet the wish was hidden him from you because it is very fearful, and so you are afraid to find him. You have handled this wish to kill yourself by not knowing who you are and identifying with something else. You have projected guilt blindly and indiscriminately, but you have not uncovered its source. For the ego does not want to kill you, and if you identify with it, you must believe its goal is yours. Well, that's a pretty heavy paragraph.
Mm. Indeed.
I can't quite wrap my head around it. Does anyone want to add some clarity?
I was thinking not me through all that, so
You what?
I was thinking not me. Not me. I haven't crucified God's son.
Ah,
Well, I think we all have.
Yeah, but not now.
Let's hope not.
I get, oh well, yeah, okay.
Well, for me, judgment and condemnation is crucifixion,
Yes,
and so how often do we judge others and how often do we, I won't say condemn them, but sometimes condemn them. I mean, I think we do it more than what we realize.
yeah,
And and you do realize that when you actually start working at not trying to judge or not trying to condemn people, you realize just how much it is that you have been and constantly are doing it.
Yeah, you become very present to it.
Mm.
mm. Can feel very justified in doing it too. Like just
Yeah.
thinking about this morning, me and Kevin went to the supermarket, and in the car park was a guy from a political party that we would not ever vote for, and just sort of we judged him really harshly, just
Did it feel
because
good,
of the
Coralie?
the hoardings on his car, really. We didn't talk to him or anything. And we were like, what are we going to say if he talks to us and all this? Mm, yeah, no, we had a lot of judgment on him.
yeah. Politics is
He
certainly, I
didn't do
think, the
anything.
biggest testing ground for our ability to not judge.
Mm.
Um,
Mm,
that's what it's here for, hey? To test us.
Yep.
But we buy into these situations, don't we?
Yeah,
I mean, we buy into it because what? Our ego is bored or we're being tested to see if we're still listening to the ego, or yeah,
I think it's about
quite
choosing
interesting.
the information that you want to let in,
Mm.
and whether it's important or not. Certainly, I feel like I should be listening to everything, but not judging everything. And that's tricky, actually, with all the
Yeah.
information that comes in. It's just so simple to like be accessing stuff from everywhere,
Mm.
discerning what actually matters.
Mm.
It's so easy though for to look at the other people and go, oh, they are bad and wrong.
Yeah, and that's judgment too, isn't it?
Uh, Very much. That's the hard stuff. Well, that's some
Yeah.
of the hard stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm not the saint that I think I am.
No, I'm not.
There's still work to do. There's a bit of gold in every one of these paragraphs, I'm finding.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, there is.
Uh, Number 6. Whose turn is it, Linda? Is it your
Mine,
turn?
I think. Yes. Excuse me.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Mm.
V, Gary, me, Coralie, V, Gary. Who read the last one?
Gary, did you read the last one?
I think I did.
Okay. I have said that the crucifixion is the symbol of the ego. When it was confronted with the real guiltlessness of God's Son, it did attempt to kill him. And the reason it gave was that guiltlessness is blasphemous to God. To the ego is God, and guiltlessness must be interpreted as the final guilt that fully justifies murder. You do not yet understand that any fear you may experience in connection with this course stems ultimately from this interpretation. But if you will consider your reactions to it, you will become increasingly convinced that this is so.
Mm.
Mm.
To the ego is God.
Mm.
That explains a lot, doesn't it?
Stupid ego.
Well, it is what we think we are.
Mm. That last sentence, though, when it's talking about the connection with this course, you do not yet understand that any fear you may experience in connection with this course stems ultimately from this interpretation. But if you will consider your reactions to it, you will become increasingly convinced that this is so.
I feel like that has been our journey. There are times, with all the language the way it is, I was fighting it for quite some time.
Same. Yep. And still do to a certain extent.
Yeah, yeah,
Especially when words like murder appear in
yeah.
here. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
God, that pushes a button.
Violent.
This is like a sanctuary. So when it starts
Yes.
using those sorts of words, I think, no, no, don't feel safe.
No. Where's all the peace and love and flowers and butterflies?
Mm, exactly.
Murder.
It is kind of shocking, though. It seems like a real state break, doesn't it?
It
Yeah.
does, yeah. It does.
So,
Mind of the hold on, you're not there yet.
so we're focusing on that word and our interpretation of that word. But it's not actually talking about that, is it? It's talking about the decline or the extinction or the wiping out of, not actually a murderous thing.
Yeah, I'm remembering, but I can't quote it exactly, but it's like the extinguishment of our spirit rather than, we are eternal. So eh, talking about murder is assuming that we're not eternal, and the ego thinks that it can extinguish, but it's wrong.
Who said that?
It is definitely wrong.
Mm, okay.
Does that help?
Yes and no.
No?
We're going to see how we go at the with the last few paragraphs and just see if it
Settles in?
changes. Yeah.
Hmm. All right.
Mhm. Another thing with that paragraph, or in general, but talking about crucifixion, to me, like the crucifixion of Jesus was very, gang mentality. Like all of these different factions all turned against him, and he was the one that was guilty of everything.
Mm.
So crucifixion is sort of, yeah, to me, a whole lot of people getting together to murder. Mm.
Well, humans are um, very into pack mentality, though, aren't they? I mean, when we talk about sheep, they're following somebody who they've sort of thought, oh well, he'll take all our responsibility. We just need to follow him or slash her.
Mm.
And it's like handing over whatever you have because it's too hard. So just get somebody else to deal with it. Somebody else will take care of all of that.
Handing over the responsibility
Yeah.
for being human,
Which
give
is,
it to someone else.
we see it every day.
Yeah.
We see it every single day.
Yeah. Yes, but they're not reading A Course in Miracles.
Indeed, they're not.
No. And I guess the crucifixion is, so all these people were aiming their egos basically at one particular individual, but that particular individual is eternal. So they're aiming their guilt at this individual. It's their own personal guilt,
Yeah.
trying to lay it off on someone else. But they're still guilty and he's still eternal.
Well, it's all that ego thing, isn't it? The ego's right. The ego's
And
always right.
yes.
Well,
Well, they
I
still
really do
feel
think
guilty, I should say. They're not guilty. They feel the guilt
I
because they're
think
not
this is
guilty.
the heartbeat of all persecution of all peoples.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watch a lot of reels on Facebook for the crocheting and macrame Um, and then there's some other ones that I end up coming across and watch those, and on YouTube as well, so that I can follow step by step with some of these patterns that I'm doing. You know, some of the comments are just bewildering. You know, people who are just judging this particular person because of their style or the way they speak or the music that they've played or what have you. And obviously the person who's made the comment is in such deep pain because they're reaching out to, they're so brave, you know, they don't even know this person, but they're making this trashy comment. That one comment can really kill that person, and stop them from doing something quite wonderful because they're sharing their talent, and one person or maybe two or three have they're just so jealous. It's all written there. They're just so jealous. They think that they're better than anybody else, but in the same breath, they're so ridden with guilt. Just trying to use words from this book here as well. You can actually see it in them, in their comments, and it's really sad. But a lot of people now have actually started using those comments as the way of starting off their videos. And they say, well, this, you know, and they'll put the comment on the screen. And so they're working their video around that to prove that person wrong or to show that they are actually capable of doing this, not what that person commented on. And I think good on you. They're actually taking that negative and they're turning it into a positive. And then all the comments that follow from that are usually positive. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
But people are very quick to judge other people on Facebook and what have you, hiding behind, well, you can do anonymous comments now, so they can hide behind that. Sometimes I think to myself, what a sad world they live in. They must just really hate themselves to be so jealous of somebody else. Anyway, just felt like I should share that.
I feel like when that happens as well, I used to see that with dancing when I used to go with people who don't really know much about dancing, and they would just comment on the outfits, and it's like you just don't realize what's actually going on here. It's just a very superficial judgment of something that's not even important. But I guess when other people are judging like that, the beautiful thing that I see is when those people who are being judged can actually either ignore it or they can acknowledge it and acknowledge the pain that that person is obviously in, but stay within themselves, not take it personally, basically.
I guess the ones that I've found where they have taken it personally and they've actually done a video on that is because they're new to doing their social media thing. They thought that, you know, they've been encouraged to do it because what they're doing is a great thing and it's helping other people. So they haven't quite got their confidence up with it yet. But then you find other ones where they've been doing it for a long time and they're just like, oh, well, I'll just use this comment to create something good out of that. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Social media can be such a dark hole. And on the other hand, it can be such a wonderful learning platform as well.
Yeah.
It's also those are the ones that really stick with you. You know, 100 people can say, that's awesome. And one person says a nasty thing and you remember it.
Yes.
And you're like, I don't even want to remember that. But you just do.
But why are we remembering it? Because I absolutely agree with you, Coralie. It's like reviews. I go through and read reviews on, I bought myself a hedge trimmer the other day. I'm so excited to get to use it when the rain stops. But, you know, you'll have like half a dozen negative comments on there, which is probably justifiable to them. But then you get all of these other positive comments. So you've just got to sift through things. I think I think we remember that negative comment because perhaps we're actually trying to push our love toward that person. Uh, you know,
Maybe. It's a
you're
nice
really
way to frame it.
sad. Yeah, there's so much pain in that. There's blah, 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 blah. I used to really condemn them. I don't condemn them anymore in the respect that I can see their pain, can see their frustration, can see their whatever it is.
Well,
Um,
also, it really is more of a biological thing as well, because our nervous system fires off and our limbic system, our reptilian brain clicks on the really primitive brain of survival. So when we read something negative about, especially about ourselves, then we encode that in a really deeper way, and we remember it to avoid that ever happening again, or having those
Survival.
comments. It's all survival based stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So
mm,
it is kind of a biological hierarchy as well. Whatever makes us survive, we're going to retain easier.
mm, absolutely. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I have just been inspired for the article I'm going to write for the local rag, actually, about something I've been seeing come up about some people who criticize other people about things that have happened years ago or something, and that's happened years ago. And the comment was, "Wow, I've been living rent free in your life all this time, in your mind." And it's like, okay, who's taking up space in my mind? And that's not, yeah, that's a really, who am I going to evict? It's like really powerful imagery is
Yeah.
like, who's living rent free in my head?
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
I actually thought I might thank the people. I had this thing, just a memory come back to me about this girl that was in my class, Lisa Graham. And she was always whispering loudly behind me about stuff that I was doing, like clothes that I'd made and made a mistake and I wore them anyway and stuff. And she'd be like pointing out the mistakes loudly behind me and my singing, dancing, anything that I did, she was loudly mocking me. And I thought that was just me. And I thought that's the only thing I remember about her. I don't know if she ever did anything except for mock me. But yeah, I don't know. Did she try to do anything at all while I was, 11 and doing awesome stuff?
Yeah.
And yeah, and making things, creating. And she,
Yeah.
yeah, was my critic. And it actually helped me remember some of the stuff that I made because
Wow.
I might have forgotten about it
Yeah.
if I hadn't remembered her
Yeah.
critique of it.
So she had her
Fantastic.
purpose in your life.
Hmm, yeah, Lisa Graham, there you go. I'm sure she goes by many names, but
Don't make me
Oh.
start wondering what those names are, Carly.
All right. I've got my
people
list of all the
anonymous on Facebook.
people. Yeah, that's what I love it. Well, I'm going to do that article on living rent free, but I'm also, my lesson is guilt stands in the way of you remembering God, whose pull is so strong that you cannot resist it.
I'm going to stick to my one I had last week. You are immortal because you are eternal and always must be now.
That's beautiful.
And I'm actually going to go with something that was mentioned last week. And I think this was you, Gary. And I just cut it down to something a little bit different. Focus on relishing every living being.
Beautiful.
I'm just sort of squishing one down. It's going to be if you retain guilt, you cannot be you.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That is a good one.
Yeah. Beautiful. It's 9 o'clock on the
Okay,
dot here.
gang. Well, it's time here as well. So I'll
Yes.
see everybody next Tuesday.
See you
Okay.
guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay,
Have a
thank
Bye,
you.
beautiful week.
everybody.
Bye.
You guys.